Cool. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, here at the Village Green for this one.
1 2 1 2. Testing from Village Green. Mic 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Village Green. It could become the site of a historic night over the next 2 hours. University of New South Wales hosting the Northern Tigers. A win would secure the premiership and promotion for Gabe Knowles' side. But far from an easy task faces them this evening. The Tigers have fallen out of another promotion battle, but with head coach Adam Hett set to depart after 7 years at the helm, they'll want to send him out a winner. For the hosts, history beckons. It would be the first time a university's football club has graced the state's top tier. It would also mark history for Knowles, who would become the first to take charge of a club through 4 different divisions of state football in New South Wales. So on this big night, let's see how the teams line up. For UNSW, no changes from their 2-0 win over Bankstown last weekend. Charles Shamashonga starts in goal behind a back four of Tim Volfield. Captain standing in tonight for Claudio Fabiano is Richard Blanco, and Wood starts alongside him with Kamikura the only change in at left back. Camus starts in a 3-man midfield with Fowler and Quilligan, Nathan Roberts off the right, Jack Fulton off the left with Sean Woods through the middle. And for the Tigers, 3 changes from their 1-1 draw with Berries a week ago. Jesse Spang came off the bench to get a goal. He starts up front with Kai Denton. Lockie Lloyd, Ali Brown and Jakob Praja, the 3-man midfield. Behind a back 5 of Jonathan Green, Ollie Scott, Cole Mutton, Koya Nakano and Lachlan Mills coming in for Taliesin Dorigo tonight. Bodie Denton is the goalkeeper. My name's Alex Molchanov. I'll be along with you for what could be a big 2 hours. Partnering me tonight, long-time League One men's reporter Justin Smith. How are you, mate? What are you expecting from tonight?
I'm good, Alex, and lovely setting tonight for this game, isn't it? And history awaits for UNSW coming into it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Jack Fulton interchanging a little handshake with Jakob Praja. Their times didn't cross over at the Northern Tigers. Jack's got the mullet flowing. He's hoping the goals will do so as well. Lachlan Lloyd with a bit of an anticlimactic start, just hoofing it down the other end. Let's hope that's not an indication of how the Tigers are going to set up this evening, Justin.
Yeah, and they do have a hefty wind at their back in this first half, don't they? So we'll see how that plays into things.
Charles Shamashonga has been around the state leagues in New South Wales for a very long time now. Be very surprised if he'd be caught out by anything like that if it had been on target. He's bringing his career to an end at the end of this season as well. Could still yet be a promotion relegation playoff for him, but he's hoping that's not the case and they can get the job done inside the 90 minutes here tonight. As we expected, he's starting with plenty of possession, Justin. For people that haven't seen them much this year, expecting for them, keeping the ball, attacking shape.
Yeah, well, first thing to note is they've got a very good defence to build confidence in possession afterwards. So
nearly a bit of...
Yeah, they've conceded only 30 goals in the 29 games leading into this one. But, of course, in possession, you've got players like Quilligan in particular who you can expect to control the game in midfield.
Just started with a few moments of uncertainty. Samashonga having to come out and clear his lines there. To a little awkward moment for Richard Blanco, drafted into the centre of defence. Claudio Fabiano out through suspension again this evening, serving the second of a 2-match ban for totting up 8 yellow cards over the course of the season. Long throw from Kai Denton, which he's showed off in his locker all season. Now it's up to Fulton, starting through the middle tonight and dragged to the turf by Mills. UNSW get an early pressure relieving free kick. How about Jack Fulton, Justin? He's one who's bounced around a few clubs in his time. He was not the Tigers for a season, Manly United as well. He's found a home here and has been such a key for them this year.
Yeah, I remember a few years back at the Tigers, he had that excellent start to the season where he was scoring week in, week out. And he joined UNSW when they were in League Two and has really, as you said, found a home.
Here's Kamikura, who was up in top division last year, and he's gone for goal from a long way out. Draws a cry from this partisan crowd who have gathered at the Village Green. They're struggling to fit them all in, Justin, aren't they?
Yeah.
Healthy crowd for what we're hoping is an historic evening. Tigers trying to spoil the party. Kai Denton, or Bodie, I should say. Happy to see that one travel just over his crossbar. Tigers, by contrast, Justin, they start in this back three, which they've deployed for the majority of the year. Plenty will have seen them across the Australia Cup campaign, the knockout of Apia Leichhardt. It's been a fine season for the club, not one that's ended as they might have liked. This man's been the star of the show, Kai Denton. He wasn't able to chase that down, but there hasn't been much that has gone beyond him. 23 league goals this campaign. Certainly there'll be other clubs, not wanting to disrespect the Northern Tigers, that will be having a look at seeing if they can pry him away over the summer, I've no doubt.
Yeah, it's an incredible record over his young career, if you like. Almost a goal a game over those seasons as well.
Jesse Spang partnering him up front again after starting off the bench last weekend. Jakob Praja bundled over by Nathan Roberts, two former teammates at St George City, and getting very familiar with one another in the early stages. Not sure if there's any bad blood left over from training sessions back a couple of seasons ago. Praja, a combative midfielder, sits at the heart of the Tigers' midfield three. The check. Nathan Roberts is getting an extended talking to from the referee, Eric Saba. He's a fiery character, Nathan, but often harnesses that. Able to find his way onto the score sheet so often. Scored in his first game for UNSW after signing in the middle of this promotion push. Free kick awarded there by referee Saba. A little trip in back play. What you made at the start of this game, Justin? What you expected?
Yeah, pretty much what we expected, or on the whole. There's not a lot between these two sides. They're very well matched. Even historically, when you look at the record, it's often a goal in it, even a draw, as it was in the first meeting back in round 15.
Tigers played most of that game with 10 men. Ollie Franz was sent off inside a quarter of an hour. Cole Mutton back to do the defending here. Kamikura is making his presence known early in this game. He's won his team an attacking corner after 5.5 minutes. UNSW just starting to find their flow. Students on the brink of history, looking for their second promotion in 3 campaigns. Roberts curling this one. And it actually struck a UNSW player and stayed out. I think it was Connor Quilligan, right on the line, almost blocked the ball from going in. Remarkable moment after 6 minutes. He's going to have some problems. You saw the wind and the impact that had there, Justin, as that ball swung in. Another chance from the long throw. Had to think about lining up there, did Fowler. Wasn't able to make contact. I don't know if I've seen a moment quite like that across the season. Quilligan, such a threat getting forward that he might well make amends by the end of the night, but disappointed. Just found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Even in round 30, there's surprises in store, isn't there?
Certainly is. UNSW hoping there's not too many tonight. Unusual occurrence. Long ball falls harmlessly at the feet of Samashonga. He's had more to do with his feet than his hands to start this game. Here's Richard Blanca, another one that's been around these lower leagues of New South Wales state football for so many years now. One of his former clubs, SD Raiders, pushing for promotion as well tonight. That's the rest of the story in this promotion campaign. UNSW can make that game one consigned to the history books if they win this game here tonight, sitting a point clear of Southern Districts at the start of the evening. 3 points here would seal their promotion. Anything less will mean a nervous wait on a result from Dulwich Hill, where the Raiders travel tonight. Down the bottom, Justin, Bonnie Rig and Mounties in a battle to stay up from the automatic drop. One will be taking their place in the promotion relegation playoff. It's been a strange old season down the bottom as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And Bonnyrigg, a big club, you don't necessarily expect to be down there, do you?
Splash the cash to try and keep themselves off. They might yet avoid relegation. This has been as big a story as UNSW's drive to the Premiership. Race has been so tight the whole way. Ollie Scott getting forward down the right, and that's a ball into a dangerous area. Brown just hesitating as it came towards him. Blanco stole the march and cleared his lines. UNSW haven't quite cleared their danger yet, though, and free kick, a handball blown against Quilligan. Might have been a canny piece of work there, just to flick the ball up from Mills and win his side the free kick. See what he can muster from the delivery. Two on the wall. Line being kept fairly high. Conditions starting to cool quite a bit here as the sun sets on Village Green. Nakano to deliver for the Tigers, not towards anyone in green and white. Fairly easily cleared. Can he get a second bite at the Japanese import? Spang took a deflection off Quilligan again. Behind for a Tigers corner this time. Building pressure through set pieces early, Justin.
Yeah, and they are a threat. Only from memory, going back a few weeks when Nakano actually scored directly from a corner against Rydalmere.
He's got that in his locker. Terrific ball player for someone who starts in the heart of defence. He's forward to take this corner as well. Swing it into the near post. Again, Blanco's the man getting there to head clear. Fulton the only one upfield. NSW just trying to get into their rhythm here. The Tigers haven't allowed them to do that. Actually won here on their visit last year. Northern Tigers. Denton launches long towards Nakano. Away by Volfield. The more experienced campaigners amongst this students team. Denton will do it all again from the near side. About 5 in there to aim for. A couple at the near post. Nakano's the target again. Got there ahead of anyone in yellow. Samashinga is happy to punch. Green through a forest of bodies and an appeal for a handball from the Tigers players. It was half-hearted. I'm pretty close to the body, really.
Yeah, looked a fairly simple decision there.
Eric Saber, an experienced official, has been working mainly in the top tier New South Wales football this year was launched in. This time cleared away by UNSW. They might be able to get something going in transition. Woods just launches it cross field. Roberts not quite sprightly enough to keep that one in play.
It's proven such an asset for the Northern Tigers, that Kai Denton long throw, so it's another thing to keep an eye out for tonight.
I think I made a comment earlier in the season when I was calling one of the cup games. It's a bit of Alec Urasevsky to him, the way he gets about, wants to get in behind, and then he's got that weapon of the long throw in his arsenal as well.
Yeah.
Two preeminent strikers in New South Wales football at the moment with very similar skill sets. UNSW trying to build from the back. There's a chance with Kumzus. Lobbing it over the top for Woods. Usually dealt with by Nakano. Denton happy to have the ball at his feet. Bodie, that is. So Denton's playing right at the opposite ends of the field as they have all season for the Tigers. He has had to win his spot back in goal, hasn't he? Elliot Coadine putting in a good campaign. Samashunga came a long way out of his goal and using all of his experience to make sure he didn't quite stray out of his penalty area with Ali Brown in close attendance. A wily piece of goalkeeping from the Scot. Ball down the right. Volfield colliding with Green, who did initiate the contact, but has come off worse for wear because of it. It's the second time John Green's found himself down in a heap on this near side over the first 12 minutes or so. The story of the Tigers, much we're talking about Uni in New South Wales and what they could do this evening, Justin. Tigers must be looking on so enviously. They've been the nearly men of this competition for so long now. Historic campaign, had the great cup run, knocked Apia out, managed to make the cup final against Sydney United. So, season that will go down in their history, but promotion still eludes them. Why, I guess, is the question I'll ask.
Yeah, I think we've talked previously about this. It's kind of the timing of that dip in form. It's really hard to keep a consistent run going for 30 weeks these days with the extended competition, but they just unfortunately lost momentum at the wrong time in these last 10 rounds, and it's ended up costing them dearly.
You see the quality of football on show tonight. There's nothing lacking in their technical proficiency, the way they set up, their organisation. It's all there. They've got the 2 goal threats up front. It's just putting it together over the 30-game season. It's proven the challenge.
Yeah, and it's another challenge, right, when teams have scouted such a system. That second half of the season just becomes a bit more challenging to hold the momentum.
A lot of successful players gone on to have successful careers in the top tier as well. I think of Bailey Rule, who secured Sydney United's spot in the NPL playoffs. Late goal against Sydney Olympic. Yuri Kawaguchi, who's gone down to Victoria now after a good couple of seasons up here. Ali Brown has spent a season with Sutherland and has returned to the club to try and secure promotion. It's a strong community vibe. Uni of New South Wales have built over the last few seasons. Consistency of coach, this fantastic new facility. Recruited a level of player I don't think they've been able to attract to the club in the past either, Justin.
Yeah, definitely, and it's been smart recruitment as well. Like, you think the right back tonight, Timothy Wofield, he's one of the premier examples of a right back at this quality, so yeah.
It's not always the stars, it's the bit part players as well, or the squad players. Find those unfashionable positions. Some of Shonga's experience we've talked about a little bit. And you talk about Taciturn Kumzus sitting as the deepest lying of the midfielders tonight at Cook Islands International.
Yeah, he was
in a couple of A-League academies as well.
He was a good player when I last saw him against Interlions about 6 weeks ago, and he was the one who really lifted his side to that 1-0 win on the night.
Don't want to trickle into cliche, but the heartbeat of the midfield, I think, is an accurate way to describe him as a footballer.
Yeah.
Richard Blanco taking that up. Absence of Fabiano, we talked about a little bit.
And it's notable their bench tonight even is pretty strong. Like, you got the likes of long-term striker Kevin Lopez, who's got quite a few goals this year.
Eric Savage just blowing his whistle here because Denton's gone down under that challenge. It was a firm one, but a fair one from Vorfield. Showing just that sort of intent that Justin was only just mentioning. But Denton has really come off worse for wear. Let's hope this isn't too serious an injury. Looks like his ankle just got twisted in that challenge. Disappointing way to end his campaign, which is going to net him the Golden Boot in this competition. He's down and not looking in a great way at the moment, Kai Denton. Disappointing. Replacements on the bench that Adam Het could go to. Tiger Kawano, who's signed in mid-season. Seems the most obvious to come in for him in an attacking role. Eden Gardner is there tonight, signing from Bonnie Rig in the middle of the year. Jake Da Silva and Telson Dorigo, they're two deeper lying options. Opening 18 minutes of this game, we only had really the one clear-cut chance, Justin, and that was Connor Quilligan almost blocking the ball off his own attacking goal line.
Yeah. It's really been a case of these moments for UNSW in recent weeks as well. Instead of, a consistent threat, it's, to use another term, clutch, how they play.
It's interesting, we hear a lot of the NPL coaches talk about that, as they do at this level as well, but making sure you win in both boxes, taking your opportunities and managing to defend stoutly. UNSW have done both this season, particularly at the back. Denton's made his way off the field and still receiving treatment on this near side. I think he's going to want to continue, particularly given the fact he's going to have a little while to recover. Drop ball goes Tigers' way and they'll get us back underway. So they're edging things in terms of possession, Justin, despite the fact they've not created anything clear-cut in terms of chances.
Yeah, indeed. Well, it's the progression upfield, which they have struggled at times in the bigger games against top 4 opposition. I'm thinking back to SD Raiders a couple of weeks ago, or over a month ago now.
Yeah.
It was a similar story there.
That game was a real turning point, wasn't it? Because it sort of looked from there as though they weren't going to gain the promotion rate, even be pushing really for the promotion relegation playoff. That's proven to be the case. SD Raiders have gone on a good run. UNSW coming into this game on the back of 5 straight wins themselves, 8 unbeaten.
Yeah, there's these results throughout a 30-game campaign, which really, you look back on as moments that change things. Like, I know Fabiano, UNSW's captain, singled out the SD Raiders game earlier this season as a turning point as well.
Been one of the defining sides of this season, so the early substitute has had to come, unfortunately, and it is Tiger Kawano who's taken the place of the Tigers' top scorer, the league's top scorer, Kai Denton, whose night comes to a very early end. Disappointing, given their relationship. He's on with Coach Adam Head as well, brought him into the side. He's gone on to develop into one of the best players in this competition.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that, Adam Head's career started in the juniors as well, so it's not only a 7-year tenure, it's really been almost a decade at the club.
Part of growing some of these players that are here tonight. There's a community feel around the Tigers club. Denton and Lloyd were both part of a terrific under-20s team that went on and won a grand final 4 or 5 seasons ago now. Lloyd actually didn't play too much of a part because he was playing so much first-grade football. He played that ball forward. Spang had the ball nicked off him by Kamikura. And Kumsus can just settle things. Wood all the way back to Charles Samashonga. Now up wide. Tidy from Quilligan. Looking to turn on that ball was Fowler. He's done well enough to win his side a throw just shy of halfway. Tigers have been disrupting what the students have been trying to do through the centre of the park. They're having more joy out wide when they get it there at the moment. Full field. Kumsus. Good challenge from Ali Brown. He's not known for his tackling, but he's stuck a foot in there and caught Fowler unawares. Game has just slowed to walking pace briefly. Cool day here in Sydney. Wind's blowing brisk breeze across the field. A bit of intensity instilled by the students. Kumsus looking to deliver. It's the direct option. It's well headed away by Lockie Lloyd. And they look to strike in transition. Kawano with his first touch since coming on. Samachonga's almost playing as the deepest lying of the defensive players at the moment. Don't remember him making a save, but his distribution's a bit tidy. Roberts flicking around the corner. Lovely touch from Fulton. They're in full flow. Kamakura's touch just letting him down a little. Mutton's not one to mess about with the football back there. developing nicely. You see the class that Jack Fulton can provide when he does get on the ball. So the shame of Sean Woods, Justin, who's had a fine goal return this year as well. 11 goals for him this campaign.
And a lot of them in the last 10 games. So he's come up again clutch in the crucial moment as an attacker. It's notable how interchangeable this front three is actually. We've seen Fulton play out wide. We've seen him. So he and Fulton will often interchange. So
we'll see if they look to do that here as they build nicely through Fulton. Play back for Quilligan. And now Roberts floating it into the wind. Woods making something of it. Oh, and that's a spectacular effort, which got some of the crowd off their feet. Never really threatened Bodie Denton's goal, though. Jack Fulton showing off. Well, he's bringing in the party tricks a bit early here. It was his only option, though.
Yeah, one for the cameras, that wasn't it?
One for the spectators. Returning the faith for them, filling the sense. It is absolutely jam-packed in here. We are hemmed in on either side in our commentary position up the back of the pavilion. Last ball out from Coombs. Students starting to find their strides. Delivery is approaching Fulton, swept away by Mutton. Kawano winning the free kick for a high boot, which bewilders Coombs, but who is questioning the decision with Eric Saba, but a very good view of it all. Would have been an interpretive misunderstanding. There's only one winner in that argument, as we know. Mutton looking to get the Tigers building from the back. Direct route to Jesse Spang, and after starting this game on the front foot, the Tigers, Justin, they've sort of lost some of the impetus. Not able to play through midfield as much as they've disrupted UNSW doing the same. Quilligan forwards. Roberts, who's ducking infield and playing over the top. Kamikura getting forward again from left full back. Mutton heading behind. It's another student's corner. Big bodies to get forward too from set pieces here with Quilligan and Blanco.
Yep, indeed. Also worth noting, Mutton's transition to centre back has been impressive.
That's a good ball in. It's right on their way home. And a free kick's been found by Eric Saba. It's going to be disallowed. A shove found by the referee. It was a very crowded 6-yard box. He spotted something we haven't quite seen.
I think it was a foul on the goalkeeper there. But
we can only speculate. But Bodie Denton was certainly kept out of things, wasn't allowed a free jump at the ball. That was by design. Just a little overzealous in their attempts to get on the football. Connor Quilligan denied the opening goal of this big night in UNSW's history. Kamakura trying to give them another moment to remember. Roberts. It's towards Woods. Brave piece of goalkeeping from Denton, who did collect the ball first. Also collected the attacking player. And despite the protest from Roberts, I don't think there was ever any worry about a free kick or a penalty being given against the goalkeeper. Was right on the brink there. Couldn't misjudge that, could he, Justin?
yeah, indeed. And we just saw the aerial threat of Woods in the centre there.
Difficult to pick up a player drifting in from wide positions like that. We saw it was left to the goalkeeper on that occasion. Woods is back on his feet.
And just as important in that situation is the delivery into the centre from Kamakura or Roberts.
Have both produced some pretty stunning deliveries in these early stages. UNSW trying to press home their advantage. They've found their foothold in this big game now. There's a nervous energy ringing around the ground before kickoff. 18 celebrating their premiership victory, which is exciting for the club there too. Now some defending to do as the ball goes direct. Samashonga reading it nicely. Straight forward to Kamikura. Can they go direct? Fulton wrestled off it by Mills illegally. We'll have a chance to launch another one of these dangerous set pieces into the area. Tigers just struggling. They're not the biggest of defences, are they, Justin? With Mutton and Nakano back there. They do a good job of bringing it all together, but sometimes look as though they're beaten in terms of size, let's put it that way. Doesn't matter when the ball's down this end. Spang was trying to get it away. Quilligan, who's so good at covering ground, managing to get a foot in. Winner of promotion a couple of seasons ago with St George FC. Before departing, was one of the best players in the competition that season. It was a great pickup for UNSW. Been key in their run this year. Player just seems to go from strength to strength.
Yeah, and there's actually a futsal basis for it. I'm not sure if you've ever seen him on a futsal court, but it's impressive.
He must look like a giant. He does on a football pitch.
Yeah.
The rather more diminutive Nathan Roberts finding his way in behind, Scott over in cover. After that early moment where he was caught in the way of the ball on his attacking goal line, he's probably having the most influence of any of UNSW's midfielders at this stage. Volfield happy to be patient, go back for Blanco. Spang will press all evening. He's lost his attacking partner. If you're just joining us, Kai Denton removed after 20 minutes due to what looked like a lower leg injury. Kamikura. Nice bit of skill to take it over Lockie Mills, but Mutton was there to sweep up. Praja. Seen him have too much influence with the ball. His output has mostly been defensive. Oldfield bringing down John Green for a third time, and the left back's getting rather frustrated with the treatment he's receiving. He's been in the wars in the first half hour. Lost his shin pad in the process, and just having some words with Daniel Kornowski. He's the assistant on the near sides. He's not a player who's shy of a challenge himself, but I don't think too often used to being on the end of tackles the other way like that. Blanco clearing his lines. Lovely touch from Fulton, and the second one. How's the delivery? A little behind Roberts, but the attack stays alive. Scott was keen to snuff it out a little further. The embers continue, and they can build from the back. Cool wind whipping across the village green this evening. Jack Fulton is pulling out all the party tricks. We saw an attempted bicycle kick a little earlier. And then Nakano pleading for the free kick. It dived on the football and has given away a free kick himself for handball. Tim Ballfield comes out as the winner from that little skirmish. Another set piece in a dangerous area.
Bit of a change of role for Fulton tonight as well. He's been coming off the bench a lot in recent times.
Big games demand big players. He has been that for UNSW over the last couple of seasons. Roberts, who's fresh to it all but loving life here, with a chance to deliver again. Wind will help this ball over, sweeping in from behind us, and from Roberts. And it flashes across the face of goal. Was just asking for a touch. No one in yellow could find it. Goal kick.
Certainly would be alarm bells ringing for the Tigers there, with quite a few chances coming from that set piece.
That's where the students are looking most likely to make the breakthrough at the moment. Precise deliveries from Roberts, which are asking questions of the Tigers' defence every time they get the opportunity. Scott for Lachlan Lloyd, who's drifted out to the right. Scored a hat-trick against Hills United as they qualified for the round of 32 earlier in the year. Green kept it alive. Jim was just asking for someone in green and white to get there. was a green flash, but it was the colour of Charles Shamashonga's kit instead of the Tigers player. Tigers just managing something in response. They've been pegged back in their own half for the majority of the opening half hour or so. Looking to build as they can do through midfield here. Praja's ball misplaced. Fowler trying to get onto the end of it, but was blocked off, and I think the ball might have eluded him anyway. See a route to the Tigers changing things before half-time here, Justin. Just moving the ball on this nice surface more often.
Yeah, indeed. Not having that much possession. They've had some practice with that. So, and there is that long ball direct approach which has caused, I would say, some anxiety in the UNSW defense. So if they're not up for it, looking to defend that, that's an option.
Press comes from the Tigers. UNSW playing through it fairly calmly. Well, Samashonga with a gorgeous ball out to Volfil. In fact, I've misjudged that. The angle of things just getting past me. Getting past, actually, Kumzius, who'd come to this near side. Bodie Denton's distribution a little tidier this time to find Scott. All cut out in midfield by Blanco. UNSW just steadying. Control of the game, but far from dominant in it. Winder, a win tonight hands them the premiership and promotion to the NPL New South Wales for the first time. Fulton over the top. Woods being held back by Nakano and gets the free kick and then gets involved in some afters, which is not the smartest. Everybody getting right in together. Jack Fulton having words. Koya Nakano certainly committed the foul, and then Woods suggesting that there was more than a little bit of afters as well. Well, it's down to whether the referee and his assistant have spotted anything. Daniel Kornowski is over having a conversation with John Green at the moment. Woods certainly was set off by something that happened in that little entanglement. He's suggesting an elbow. It's the second time he and Nakano have come together. Let's see what comes of all of this. UNSW got the free kick on the near side, which they'll take as some sort of reward in any case. Eric Saba talking this through with his assistant. I don't think there's anything that will bring discipline from the aftermath, but certainly the little coming together initially could result in something further. Ball left down. Who's the referee going to pull out here? Well, Nakano and Woods both find themselves in the book. Just Woods for his reaction. No, Nakano's now being pulled out as well. Is there a card? And if there is, what colour is it? Be a turning point in the match. It's just yellow. It's a moment referees can do without, but so well dealt with by all parties on that occasion.
Yeah, it is something UNSW will try to do as well. They'll try and impose their physicality on their opponent.
Let's see if they can do it from the set piece in a more fruitful manner than Sean Woods just did there. Might be fired up to get himself on the end of this one. That would be some storyline. So we tick towards half-time. No clear-cut shots from either team. One half chance to UNSW, which struck Quilligan right on the goal line. Roberts' delivery, headed clear initially through the forest, and the Tigers between 2 or 3 defenders eventually scrap it clear. Mutton, I think, getting the telling boot through the football. Fowler strike on the edge of the area, didn't beat the goalkeeper, and Lloyd, who's got that in his locker, almost catching Samashonga out. Backpedaling quickly. And the 36-year-old had to show all his alacrity there to tip the ball around his post.
Wouldn't be the first time Lloyd would have pulled off something like that this season over.
His goal-scoring return has been as solid as ever. Mentioned that hat-trick a little bit earlier. 5 goals in the league from midfield this season for the Tigers skipper. Moment that could have turned the momentum of the match. The Tigers could still do that from this resulting set piece. Nakano been in the middle of everything in the opening 45 minutes. We'll get a second bite at the cherry. Looking to beat Roberts one-on-one. That's easier said than done. One of the best defensive wingers in the competition, I think it's fair to say. Dogged in his pursuit of the football. And with Kai Denton off the field, it's Ollie Scott who's been left with throwing responsibilities. Gorgeous turn on the far side from Lloyd, and he's won his team another corner. UNSW just having to batter down the hatches for a moment or two at the end of this first half, Justin. Would be another in-swinger towards Samashonga. This one will hold up in the wind as well. You might think about floating it. It's a group of 3 gathered at the back post for the Tigers, one right in front of Uni's goalkeeper. And it's found the open man. Kawano had lots of space and it's stuck home. Lachlan Lloyd gets a 6th of the year. And the celebrations are just halted at Village Green. A loss of concentration for just a moment. And the Tigers have drawn first blood.
We almost summoned that into reality, didn't we? It's goal scoring record. And it's that second ball at a set piece, which is always so dangerous.
It looked like it was by design. Kawano sort of pulled off from the rest of the runners. The ball arrived at his feet without a marker. Even though the initial shot didn't find its way in, Lloyd was in the right place at the right time. And so a cheer goes up from the SD Raiders onlookers, perhaps watching on, preparing for their game tonight with Dulwich Hill.
I was actually reading something. This is a caveat, if you like,
yes,
of some sort, but Brentford, who are typically the dangerous set-piece side in the Premier League, often play for that second ball where that space is just a bit more. And we saw it in reality then.
The Tigers have been tidy from situations like that this season. It bears fruit for them again here. And it's just left this very healthy crowd feeling without voice for a moment. Been rather rowdy. That has taken the air out of the stadium somewhat, or out of the pavilion. How will they respond? Been able to so many times. This has been a League One season with twists and turns galore. We should have expected we'd have more on the defining night. But the Tigers have got the bit between their teeth. They're without their leading goal scorer. They're not too worried about that now, holding the goal-to-nil advantage. Fowler turning back towards his own goal and turning the football over. Lloyd knocking it into him, winning his team another attacking throw.
It's often the case with Northern Tigers as well. When Lloyd is playing well, it gives the whole team a boost.
He wears that captain's armband for a reason.
Yeah. He seems to be a leader in, not so much in voice, but, you know, in
By example.
Yeah,
yes.
by example.
Beautifully put. Great minds thinking alike there. That ball comes in towards Kawano. Tell you what, after coming off the bench, has made no small impact on this game. Green comes across and snuffs out Volfield's pass forwards. More stories still to come here at the Village Green. We're not yet at half-time, but the Tigers have taken the lead against the run of play. Just put a halt on the party poppers and streamers that are hiding away somewhere around the campus. Village Green right in the heart of the University of New South Wales, right down that famous walk through the centre of the university. Across the road from that famous old racecourse. It's all very built into the community of Randwick and the surrounding areas. It'll be a big night.
Yeah, and as someone who witnessed rotating home venues beforehand, it's really good to see them have this facility, and they've really built upon it.
Trying to savour the night, give this venue its biggest moment. Tigers have set about destroying that memory very brightly in the opening stages. The Tigers led this league for so much of the season. Many's picked to go up at the midway point. Hasn't proven to be the case, but UNSW were never under the impression they were in for an easy night. Perhaps just some moments getting to them at the moment. Fowler particularly, a couple of touches that he'd probably want back in the last couple of minutes. Just allowing the Tigers to build pressure at the moment as we tick into stoppage time. Lloyd with his back to goal. It's been the destroyer of dreams so far this evening. Green's trying to add his name to that list, lobbing it over the top. Giving Spang something to run for. And Kawano was sitting centrally. Blanco back to belt the ball out of danger. There is a nervous energy that is suddenly taken over the ground. Spreading from the coach's box across into the pavilion. The 11 players in the centre seem to be caught up by it at the moment. It's up, but it's not cleared. And Praja swung a big foot at it. Quilligan eventually able to clear his lines. Woods in pursuit of Green again. It's a useful little ball for Kawano to cause a headache, but Blanco managed to see the ball out of play. And now it's just looking as though UNSW want to get to half-time. What a change in the complexion of the match since the goal. And the Tigers, even in their playing out from the back, just looking that little bit more settled than they were in the opening 25-30 minutes. Spang still chasing down lost causes. Wasn't the tidiest piece of work from Samashonga, but effective enough. Might give the students one last chance at trying to find an equaliser before half-time. Comzus with a lovely little turn. Can't advance it too far forward. He knocks it for Quilligan, and now Roberts, who wants to cross on that right foot, dinking it over the top. Quilligan knocks it central. Nearly fell for Woods, who collects Nakano, and he's already been booked, Woods. He's got to be very careful. Eric Saba calling him over. I think this will be one last warning. Woods is trying to escape the scene of the crime as quickly as possible. Is this about to go from bad to worse? Uni fans waiting with bated breath. Sub or waiting. This is a long conversation, so I think a stern talking to, and maybe a final warning. And a few hearts just drop out of mouths. Tigers have lost their star striker to injury tonight. UNSW happy they didn't lose theirs. Kamakura launching the ball out to play. And the Tigers taking their time to get the ball back into play. They're as keen as any to play spoiler this evening. Not lost at this venue. That record is staying intact this evening so far as Eric Saber brings the first half to a close, one in which UNSW had the better of the play for the first half an hour, even beyond that, Justin. Then they gave up the goal and everything changed.
Yeah, there was a sense there was going to be another twist somewhere in this final day, and it came through a Lachlan Lloyd goal.
His sixth of the season has given the Tigers the lead just before half-time. So Gabe Knowles heads down the tunnel for perhaps the most important team talk of his UNSW coaching career. We'll be back after 10 or 15 minutes break, but at half-time here at the Village Green, it's UNSW 0, Northern Tigers 1. Welcome back to the Village Green. Second half of this round 30 League One men's fixture about to get underway. And it's the Northern Tigers who lead by 1-0 thanks to Lockie Lloyd's strike in the first half. UNSW needing a win tonight to secure their promotion to the top tier of New South Wales football. SD Raiders watching on with a smile at the moment. They'd still have to get all 3 points at Dulwich Hill tonight. That kickoff at 7 p.m. UNSW can make that irrelevant, but they're going to have to come from behind. We're underway for the second half. Alex Molchanoff, my name. Justin Smith back alongside me for the second 45 minutes. And there's been a change at the break, Justin Smith. Lopez has been brought on. Kevin Lopez, sorry, has been brought on.
Yeah, long-term servant of the club. Can he come up with a big moment here?
Throwing caution to the wind. Nothing left to lose, all to gain for UNSW in the second half. Played with the majority of possession in the first. Created more opportunities. That's not to say clear-cut ones came regularly. They were stung by the sucker punch. Had half-time to try and lift themselves back off the canvas, and it's starting this second half as they meant to go on, chasing this game.
It wasn't too long ago that they actually salvaged a draw from a position like this against Bulls FC Academy. So, but that night it was an early goal in the second half, so I'd like to see that increased intensity.
And a draw doesn't change things tonight, does it, Justin? Still means an SD Raiders win either way. UNSW sitting a point ahead with a better goal difference. A point means the same as a loss tonight. Either way, it's the same. They do fall into second place. Take on an NPL side in a promotion relegation two-legged playoff. It's the third year that's been introduced into the competition. And the teams, rather the record between the teams in the games. First year, St George beating Mount Druitt over 2 legs to gain their promotion, relegate Mount Druitt Town. Last year, the Central Coast Mariners seeing off the Bulls Academy to maintain their position in the top tier. So they won a piece between the NPL and League One. Looks as though it's going to be another one of the A-League academies this time around as well. The Central Coast Mariners and the Western Sydney Wanderers in a very key battle. As another heavy challenge goes in, and a yellow card this time goes the way of Kevin Lopez. His first impact is to find himself in the referee's notebook. He's taken the spot of the man he replaced, I think. Justin, if I'm seeing things right, Sean Wood's still out there. Need to get a turn.
Bear with us, it's a bit tricky to see at the far side. But
it's not the brightest of pitches around the competition, is it?
Yeah.
Ball over the top and out to play without real danger.
Just going back to that playoff thought you gave a couple minutes ago, or a minute ago, it does look like the League One team is coming in form this time, which will, I reckon, play a big role in it. Whoever it is.
Remember, Bulls actually got a result in the first leg last time around and then were beaten comfortably in the second leg. Again, there's a physical coming together, and again, the afters as well. This time it was John Green going in towards UNSW player on that far side. It is, I can confirm, Woods who's been removed. Jack Fulton out on that right-hand side now, and he's got the ball in the centre of the pitch. Dummies twice as Fowler, now lobbed up towards the back post. Kamakura with an opportunity. They just couldn't get a shot away. Can they now? Kumush has it turned away by Lloyd, and then Scott puts his foot through it. Now there's time for a bit of head tennis. Blanco hoists it straight up into the sky. Lopez had it down. That looks pretty clear that Scott controlled that with his arm. Referee's not spotted that. UNSW have got possession back in any case. Frantic opening to this second half, Justin.
Yep, and you'll suggest that desperation will just keep building and building.
Chance for Fowler to get forward down the right. Been moved into a more attacking position in this second half. Lopez is there. He's got so many big goals in this club's history. Here's a first shot on target since coming on. Easily dealt with by Bodie Denton. Just joining us for the start of this second half. Kai no longer on the field, replaced by this man, Tiger Kawano, after 20 minutes. Through what we think is a lower leg injury. Roberts knew he was offside and didn't want the ball to come to him from Fowler. Expresses his frustration. Interesting, now that we've got that confirmed, Justin, that Gabe Knowles has made the change to take Sean Woods off the pitch, knowing he was perhaps walking on the precipice, and his replacement has almost immediately got himself booked as well.
Not ideal as a head coach when that happens, to say the least.
He's seen it all in his time at this club, Gabe Knowles. Just another little wrinkle in this 30th game of the season. It is a marathon, this League One campaign, the third time we've played this format over 30 games. UNSW looking for their second promotion over that time as Roberts fires that ball too deep. There is a desperation slipping into some of their play. We saw it in the 50-50s early on in this second half. Just a little bit of panic in the decision making at the minute as well. Tigers look the calmer of the two, although they have started on the back foot in this second half. Mutton stepping into midfield. Not really his go, but he has won a free kick. A little bit of a let-off. The Tigers centre-back. He's had a storied career down through the New South Wales State Leagues, hasn't he, Cole Mutton? Made his 50th appearance for the Northern Tigers earlier this season, but he's been through a Newcastle Jets system and most recently at Mounties Wanderers as well. Scott, the Tigers started to build something nicely. It was all ended by a good intervention from Kamekura, and now they're away with Roberts down the left. Trying to engage Mills. Lopez throwing his body around. It's going to evade Kumzius there. Brown cool as ever. There's a light challenge in there as well. Tigers calling for a free kick. It wasn't forthcoming. Green's returned to his feet. But the cross has made its way into the area. Appeals again more from the crowd than the players for a penalty kick. Spang with a gorgeous touch. The outside of his boot. Distribution didn't match it. Now the panic might just be turning the other way.
Yeah, just going back to Martin for a second, you wouldn't pick him as centre-back not being his natural position, the way he's played this season.
Certainly wouldn't pick him as a centre-half walking past him on the street either, would you?
Yeah, exactly.
Not that striking, strapping player. Samashonga goes route one towards Fulton. Didn't have a runner off him and was offside in any case.
Same goes for Ollie Scott, really. His counterpart in that back line.
Started life, came into first grade as a striker, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember him as a striker or winger after that, and now he's found a home in the defence.
Ali Brown has always operated in the attacking areas, and he's trying to launch something dangerous. It goes over the head of Spang, and Kamekura can carry clear. Up towards Lopez. Knocked it down for Roberts. Interchange of passes with the number 10. Kamekura overlapping. Ball was dangerous, but there was no one in yellow really to aim for Kamekura. Have to settle with an attacking throw.
Ali Brown with one of the best nicknames in the competition as well, which was David Silva of the Northern Suburbs.
He plays like him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wants to get on that left foot. Such a technical, creative player.
Credit to Adam Het for that nickname as well.
Kamikura. Attacking threat down the other end. Easy take for Bodie Denton. Just over 10 minutes gone in this second half. UNSW pushing forward, searching for an equaliser. They need 2 goals to secure their promotion. Forced the Tigers goalkeeper into a dangerous bit of play. Jesse Spang had escaped Connor Quilligan. And then the referee's whistle went, much to the frustration of the Tigers striker. That really would have put a dent in the celebrations. A yellow card to Quilligan. Pretty straightforward one for the referee. Both arms wrapped around him in a big bear hug. It's not really been able to get a foothold through midfield in this game, have they, Justin? Tigers have been able to disrupt and destroy. Most of their best attacking opportunities have come down the flanks or from set pieces. Not sure what Lloyd was trying to do with that free kick. Whatever it was, it didn't work out as planned. Fulfield there to snuff out the danger. Nice bit of hold-up play from Fulton. You can hear the crowd rise as Roberts takes this ball towards goal. How's the delivery? Not bad! Blocked on the edge of the area and then fired over by Quilligan. Usually pretty lethal from that sort of situation. Hasn't scored in league football this season, which is unusual for him. Perhaps you can see why. Range was off there. There's a couple of bodies down in the area, one for each team. There's a heavy collision as both tried to attack that football. And
yeah,
Nathan Roberts is... Sorry, Justin. Oh.
Just going back to your point, Tigers are a side who like to control that middle third of the pitch. And just even the way they're set up with the formation is an example of that. And they have shown there has been times where it's looked like a weakness, the width of the opposition. So, and UNSW will be looking for opportunities like that one just then with Nathan Roberts one-on-one with a defender before squaring it across.
2 injured players, well, looked injured. Cole Mutton is back to his feet, putting his body on the line for the cause. UNSW player down is Corby Fowler. Heavy collision as that ball came in from Roberts. It's just stunted a little bit of the students' momentum as well. They're really building nicely into this second half. Good to see Fowler back to his feet though, under his own steam. He's going to have to come from the field though, because he's received treatment. Time ticking away, just over half an hour to play. Fowler's back with us, so UNSW at their full complement as they chase this game. Denton clearing his lines. Kawano using an arm to control, which, as you heard, was well spotted by the crowd. This has given the students another base from which to attack. Kamakura showed us his quality tonight. He's been through the Sydney FC Academy. There's not a plethora of them in action this evening, as we sometimes see through League One football. Fulton, clever bit of work, but then Fulfield lost his footing at the vital moment. Awkward one for Wood and Blanco, but between them they sorted it out. Oh, and then a poor turnover again in a dangerous area. Spang was trying something clever, it didn't come off. Mutton heading clear. Lloyd. Spang. Scott was aware that Roberts was in his back and dealt with the pressure very nicely. Kawano. This is really good football from the Tigers. Scott getting forward from right full back. Cross didn't match the build-up. The Tigers are looking to do in this second half in transition. Happy to sit in their shape and then try and pounce on moments like that. Green's lost his footing, but got the free kick.
Now, off the top of my head, these two would be on the older side's average age in the division.
This hasn't been the case for the Tigers for a little while, but it's this core that has grown year on year, hasn't it? Likes of Scott, and
particularly with, two academy sides currently sitting in League One as well.
Kano's ball in too deep, easily taken by Simon Shonga. Not much he could have done about the goal tonight. It's really been the only time he's been called into action. Other than that, the Tigers have barely had a shot on goal. Simon Shonga potentially in his last game of league football as well tonight. We mentioned the send-off in the pre-game that Adam Hett is getting from his Northern Tigers team. Simon Shonga's been a big part of this UNSW build, and Jack Fulton has got the free kick. He wanted a little bit more.
At the same time as that, there's also an exciting young keeper coming through at UNSW currently.
So Cassius Lavelle, are you expecting him to take the first team role next year?
Could well do. He's got a bit of experience under his belt.
It's just the equalising moment. Ball in that was easily dealt with initially. Fulton trying to find his range, launches it onto the walkway.
Yeah, as we were saying, he's got some experience now through suspension, injury, opportunities to the first keeper, and why not?
Could be doing it at the top table. Still yet to be seen. UNSW have a second chance if they can't complete the comeback this evening over two legs in a promotion relegation playoff. They're hoping to avoid that though. We've got half an hour to try and salvage this game. Fulfield making his way forward from right full back. Couldn't get onto the end of that ball though. There's going to be a lot of this in the last half hour. Tigers sitting deep, trying to hold on to this goal to nil advantage.
It's worth noting as well with UNSW, it's not only the seniors who are progressing, making big strides, it's also the juniors, as we saw before the game, pre-match.
18's winning the competition down there. 20's in action after this. Another pass goes begging. That bright start to the second half. Just a little bit of that preciseness and crispness of their play with the ball has gone missing a little. Been interesting as well, the cup runs of teams like SD Raiders and the Northern Tigers have had on their seasons. UNSW haven't had such because they were knocked out in the fourth round by Blacktown City, but it's allowed them to keep a consistency of player week on week, building them into performances like this, hopefully. Roberts towards Lopez. Coming late was Quilligan, and cleared away by Koyo Nakano without too much issue.
Funny you mentioned that result in the cup. It's actually a result which they wanted to prove they are better than that.
Their growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Brown wanted a free kick. It wasn't forthcoming. Roberts, with close attention from the Tigers' defence, flicks it wide. His pass didn't find the mark.
But they felt on that evening they weren't up to their usual standards. So
it's funny, you do wonder about those cup runs, whether an early knockout occasionally can be a blessing in disguise for your league form. So the Tigers have seen theirs tail off towards the end of the year, despite some famous nights, a win at Lambert Park.
We also saw SD Raiders significantly affect them. At one point against UNSW, they had the chance to go 11 points clear, but they lost that game.
And so we've had this tight race to the finish, which has brought us to where we are tonight. Lachlan Lloyd's first half goal, the one that separates these two teams. Neither goalkeeper has had a meaningful save to make. UNSW might have opened the scoring if Connor Quilligan hadn't found himself unfortunately placed in the first half right on his own attacking byline. Might be a chance here though. Fulton nods wide. Had to stretch every sinew to even make contact. It was a dangerous ball from Kamikura. And that has just re-enthused the crowd a little.
Something they needed, definitely.
It's a hearty crowd. Might be needed to drive them on in these closing stages. Jack Fulton's gone down after blocking that pass. They're going to continue the attack without him. Lopez, dangerous. Roberts, was he brought down? Yes! There's the moment the students were looking for. Nathan Roberts' desire wins his side an all-important penalty. That's why they signed him. And so Jack Fulton, against his former club, stands over the penalty. Crowd standing in bated breath. Bodie Denton, who conceded the penalty, stands up now to face it. Jack Fulton, UNSW's top scorer this year with 12. This could be the most important. He squeezes it home, and they're halfway there. Ball taken very quickly. Roberts trying to get him back to halfway. And now the atmosphere has returned to the Village Green. This is more how it felt at the start of the night. This is how they were hoping things would unfold. They're back to square, now can they go and win it? Cole Mutton's caught his own players out with that start. Having words with Nathan Roberts, who is playing antagonist from the Tigers' point of view, but it was his intervention that won the penalty kick. And that's what will be remembered by all the supporters here tonight if UNSW are to find the second goal. They still need it. A point pretty on the ladder, but it doesn't change the circumstance for the Southern Districts Raiders against Dulwich Hill tonight. Only 3 points can deny them a chance at the Premiership. Just a moment for everyone to catch their breath again. Not particularly happy moment for UNSW. It's a big centre half, Liam Wood, who's gone down. Back to his feet too. A hero's welcome, really. Might be one of the 11 out there for UNSW this evening. So Shonga not quite judging his clearance and holding up a hand in apology. The Tigers were forced to sit back, weren't they, Justin? And the momentum of the game had turned since half-time. That little period where they were on top after the goal, but the students have got back to the way they wanted this game to be played.
Yeah, the half-time team talk seems to have worked a treat so far.
Can they keep their cool and find a winner? Kamikura. Crowd enthused by the equaliser. They need one more. Kumsus over the top. And a couple of chasers. Denton always looked favourite that time around. He's got to regain his composure as well. Just a slight misjudgment that has allowed their opposition back into the game. A farewell for Adam Head after 7 years as the first grade head coach. A decade in their system. Want to send him out a winner. There's something on the line for the visitors as well this evening. Lopez just loses control. He'll say the same of Nakano. So he looked to turn the corner and get the Tigers going back forward. Temperature's really dropped here at Village Green in this second half as wind continues. Still blowing from behind us in our commentary position across the pitch. Full field. Taking their time through Fowler and then Blanco and then Woods. Kumsus wider. Fullfield trying to get forward now. Fowler. Stuck between, on his way out of it. Patient build-up from the hosts. Kamikura. Darting inside, looking for options. There's plenty there. Kumsus. Oh, he was just sizing up his options, trying to pick the right ball. Wasn't able to do so. And then Jesse Spangs whistled for his little undercut of the taller Quilligan. And they will send the size forward. No surprises there. Second substitution coming. Jack Fulton's night is over. He's got the equaliser from the penalty spot. It's Tom Quilligan. He's been brought on as his replacement. 8 goals this season. Has not missed a match. Hasn't started many of them, but been brought on almost every week. Roberts asking for someone to attack that ball. Seemed to be into the planned area, and there's no head on it.
Of course, Tom Quilligan joined middle of last year, I believe, and proved a handy signing to have.
8 goals when you're not starting many league games is quite the return. About 17 minutes remaining. We've got a scoreboard up here, but it started a couple of minutes late into the second half, so I'll do our best to keep you updated with that. Kamikura for Roberts. Again, there's just those quite rich in their targets. Plenty of attacking firepower in this UNSW side, but they haven't been the highest scoring side this year. Just 55 goals across the 29 games. Less than 2 a match, as Justin pointed out in the first half. It's been their defence that has put them in this position all year. So, all the more imperative that they don't concede a second. Good piece of defending from Volfield initially, and even though Brown went to ground, he didn't get the whistle.
Yeah, you traditionally think of this division as a high-scoring one, but it's proving as the years go on, as the quality grows in the defensive third, it's becoming that much harder to score.
Was the Chaos League for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the title race this season, it has still been that very much.
Yeah, but chaos and results like 2-1, 1-0, those type of results.
Kamikura trying to make himself the hero. Good piece of defending from Scott. Wood stepping up in this second half, trying to lead his side forward. Kumzus.
Number 16, knock it in behind them.
Trying to work their way through this well-set Tigers defence, and they're not giving them too much space at the moment. Just over 15 minutes to play. The Tigers waiting patiently for the mistake, and it has come in some sense there. So much stronger on his less favoured foot. Found someone in yellow, thankfully. I'm not sure that was exactly his intention. Mills going long. Tigers fans wanted a free kick for Wood's challenge on Kawano. Nothing doing, said the referee. And now UNSW can get forward. Nice little 1-2. And a beautiful ball out wide from Tom Quilligan. Gets it back at the top of the area. Will be one of the goals of the season if they can finish it off from here. How many passes have they put together? Kamikura, gorgeous switch. And he ran it into trouble. And Lloyd was happy to snuff out the danger. Well, we said there'd be a bit of this, didn't we, Justin?
Yeah.
Particularly after the equaliser went in.
Yeah, and you just get the sense that there's a goal in this, whether it be for the students, UNSW, or Northern Tigers with that. As they push numbers forward, that ball in behind is going to become more and more dangerous.
UNSW on the nice edge of emotion at the moment. A goal could change everything. At the moment, frustration is building. Kamikura. Just not having the options he wants upfield. So looking a little static. Blanco. Roberts was trying to make something of it. The high boot is what has drawn the whistle. And Scott off the point of the foul, so not able to take the free kick as quickly as he would have liked. Perhaps that's working in the Tigers' favour overall, though. Still Eric Sabers not satisfied with the position of the football. Interesting to see how much time is added on after all of this, because the Tigers have been slow over their stoppages, and now the referee says Lockie Mills have a yellow card, son. The free kick that they weren't allowed to take quickly eventually results in a yellow card for time wasting. Some sort of irony in that. Tom Quilligan, who's had quite an impact since coming on, has won his side the free kick. They want the yellow card because Nakano's already been booked. And it's not coming. So now another chance to throw the big bodies forward. Have Connor taking this set piece, Justin.
Yeah, and there's another attacking option emerging from the bench as we await this set piece.
Who to draw on? Still Jordan Morfidis, who got the goal last weekend off the bench to secure the victory against Bankstown City. Couldn't play the hero 2 weeks in a row, could he? It's been that sort of season for UNSW. We've got them popping up everywhere. Quilligan taking his time over the set piece. 4 in a line to aim for. Oh, and it's found its way all the way to Quilligan, who couldn't sort his feet out quickly enough. Desperate defending from the Northern Tigers. Another jolt of energy around Village Green. Thrown in the mixer. Lopez! It's come back to the rebound! And that might be the goal. No, the flag's up on the far side. It won't count. Lopez striking the post. I think he might have been the one that was pinged for being offside. And that could be the moment that denies them. Kumzus had tucked it home. The second goal Uni and New South Wales have had scratched off them tonight. It was so nearly Lopez the hero.
Yeah. Game of inches, to use a cliche.
And what a storyline it would have been. Not to be. Yet. Another substitution. Kunzus, after nearly playing hero, has been taken off himself. And it is Jordan Morfidis.
Of course, Jordan Morfidis, a member of the St George City side, who went up.
Back in 2022, that year that 4 teams were promoted. Guess which position the Tigers finished that year?
Yep.
Down in 5th. In the hunt for so long.
From memory, it was a fair points gap there.
Eventually. Spirit sort of spread away from them after winning at North Turramurra Rec area, and that sort of ended the chase. Full field. And UNSW will, their fans will have some right to feel hard done by if they don't get this second goal tonight. They've still got 10 minutes to find it, plus whatever is added on.
This seems to be one of their best routes to goal from the set piece. So.
It's nearly come a couple of times. Can't be offside from a corner, so it won't be counted out for that. We've seen a push given that ruled one out in the first half. Culligan delivers again. Lopez had a free header, but it was behind him. Difficult to get down. He has another goal on the volley. Nearly sprung out for Nathan Roberts, who's played the hero more than once this season. Scored a cracking free kick on his debut here. Scored 3 more goals since. Terrific attacking return for a wide player. Morfidis. Trying to get back off Lopez. He's just holding off Mutton. UNSW patience again. Choosing not to hoist the ball into the box. It's going to be a point they reach where it'll be the most reasonable option. Cries becoming more consistent. Shouts of encouragement. SD Raiders just about to kick off against Dulwich Hill. They will do so with the bit between their teeth, knowing all is not said and done here yet. Ball rolling along the touchline over it. And the Tigers will be able to keep applying pressure. I think it would take a braver man than I to predict what happens from here, Justin Smith. Care to have a go?
I said there would be a goal on it. That's the extent of my prediction so far.
All in front of us. Time ticking away. Tigers might destroy the party. Quilligan's been brought down in midfield. He's had an improved second half, Connor Quilligan. There's one big opportunity from the edge of the area.
It's another note to this fixture that no team has scored a second goal. It's always been 1-1, 1-0, 1-0. So just to add to the drama.
Well, since UNSW is spot on there, and since UNSW's promotion, we haven't had a game between these two with more than 2 goals. Split last year's fixtures. Oh, in fact, sorry, the Tigers won both of last year's fixtures. And a 1-1 draw earlier in the year. Lloyd. UNSW hoping the winner doesn't come down that end. Charles Samashonga off his line to make sure that wasn't the case. Good piece of experienced goalkeeping.
Go forward, drop it in behind them. No, don't play it back.
Tigers back in their shape. This has been the story of the second half. UNSW trying to break down this well-set defence. Mark Owen would have seen a lot of the football, probably a little bit more than Gabe Knowles would like. Ball over the top, Nakoya had front position. Well, Fiddy's not able to make a play at the football, but his pressure has brought an attacking throw. Decision goes UNSW's way on the far side. Just waiting in anticipation of the big moment. Is it coming? Towards Lopez, away by Mutton. Quilligan. Kamikura. Roberts. Stands and stares. And post, well, Fiddies couldn't reel it in. Goal kick. With these five at the back for the Tigers, it's so difficult to find space around them even. They are happy to play destructors or destroyers at the moment. They seem settled for a point. It's going to be on the students to go and win the game. Let's keep their wits about them in this area of the pitch. Fowler did just that. Tom Quilligan. Options ahead of him. Happy to carry it forward. Wood for Kamikura. Tom Quilligan has drifted wide. Touch inside. Scrapped away by Mills, who celebrates as though he'd scored.
It's worth noting how well Northern Tigers have recovered their shape in moments like that.
The speed's gone out of UNSW's play, hasn't it? It's all been a little bit ponderous in this second half. Trying to work the ball around, but without real pace. Might be the last roll of the dice. Kamikura's night is over. Mitch Matteson is his replacement. Kamikura looking pretty spent by the end of all that. More experienced Mitch Matteson. Bigger body, perhaps hoping for a set-piece opportunity where he can get forward. He's got a single goal this season.
And he's played an important role. Again, he's a versatile defender. He's both featured on this left flank and in central defence as well.
Oldfield was making his way down the other flank. And despite cries from the UNSW fans on the far side, the whistle didn't come. And the Tigers see off another raid. 3 minutes of regular time to play. How much added time will we get? Since they got that goal, there's not been a shot on Bodie Denton's net. Puts it long. Header from Connor Quilligan, who's been winning a lot in there, but had the support upfield, and then Tom is blown for a free kick. And so the Tigers have it down the wrong end from a uni perspective. John Green will take his time. He's already booked one Tigers player for delaying the restart. This one's launched pretty hastily into the area. Not real aim or reason to it. It might open up a bit of space for UNSW if they go quickly. Madison's pass deflected. Quilligan trying to take it quickly. Well, Ollie Scott's going to be booked here. He must have changed the angle of his run to get in the way of the ball being thrown back to Mitch Madison. Blanco now is getting forward, but it's been turned over, but not just over the touchline. You see the UNSW bench on that far side, all on their feet, living every kick of this.
It's been like that for the last 20 minutes as well.
Hoping it doesn't end on a dampener. Could still have the Most ecstatic of highs. Matheson. Roberts. Quilligan, can he get it out of his feet? Couldn't quite. It's still there! It's scrapped in! Jordan Morfides, 2 weeks in a row! The pictures tell the story. They huffed and puffed and finally found their premiership, their promotion. And it's Jordan Morfides' name that will go down as the one that has secured it. He only had 1 goal all season before last week. He's got 2 in 2, and it is that sweet.
Yeah, and we mentioned the influence of their bench, the depth in the squad, and it proved to be pivotal there, didn't it?
Talked about it. You did, Justin. You pointed it out. Can hear what it means to the supporters who are packed into the Village Green tonight. They've done it the hard way. 5 minutes to be added on, we're being told. And Connor Quilligan has gone right back. Samashonga stretching every sinew to keep it in play. The countdown is on. He said it was on a knife's edge. Elation and ecstasy are dampening disappointment. Lopez has been so strong since coming on. He's been the focal point of the attack, taken up so much of the attention of the Tigers' defence. And they've got a corner, which will just allow them to eat more time off the clock. A moment in time. He's been around a long time, Justin. He's never played top-flight football in New South Wales.
Yeah, indeed.
They've done it the hard way. They were amongst the bunch in contention for promotion throughout the season, but pulling away over the last month.
Well,
clear.
Even going further back than that, they were almost the nearly men of the bottom tier, as it was back then. But they've again, they got this home, and they've built upon it really well.
Retooled, restocked. There's been a turnover of the playing squad a little bit. It's all led to this. What could be a magic night on Village Green. It's running out of room in the corner there, Kevin Lopez. Tigers will have one last push to spoil the party. Into a 4th minute of stoppage time. Meccano forward, Quilligan away, and he is more than happy with that. Tigers led at halftime through Lachlan Lloyd, but was cancelled out by Nathan Roberts winning a penalty. Jack Fulton converting it via the fingertips of Bodie Denton, and then Jordan Morfides off the bench, stealing in for a late what UNSW hope is a winner. Moments like that, giving you pause. But they are nearly there. Samashonga, the most experienced of the UNSW players out there, showing it all. His last bit of goalkeeping. If this result holds, it will be his last game. Span goes long. They want him up there to receive it. Kawano did well to make something of it. Nakano is Japanese counterpart. UNSW throwing bodies back, and Morfidis, who got the goal, happy to lend a hand defensively. The crowd waiting with bated breath. Martin's throw. Scott couldn't flick it on. Praja could spoil it. Samoshonga with one of the biggest saves of his career. Launches it down the other end. Lopez, could he add the cherry on top? He throws Scott out of the way. Tom Quilligan will take a yellow card. I think he'd take another one at this stage. Can hear what the crowd think. They're ready for the whistle. The players have just got a minute or two more to hang on. Flicked on by Kawano. Green's in the corner. Swarmed upon by a mob of UNSW players. And now Quilligan's away. Lopez is onside. Had to hold up. The ball just checked. Face to face with Mills. Tried to stick it infield for Fowler. Oh, Mutton with a brave piece of work. Jubilation, promotion for UNSW, who make history. 2 promotions in 3 years. And Gabe Knowles has taken them right to the top. They did it in the most dramatic fashion. They came from behind. And they got the late winner. Jordan Morfidis will be the name writ large, but there is a squad of heroes out there for the students. What a night, what a moment, what a build for this club, and this the culmination, Justin Smith.
Indeed, it is, and well deserved. They've improved since they've entered the division, and in good stead for an NPL season next year.
They sent Charles Samoshonga out a winner, but the bulk of the squad will be playing NPL football this year. It's been a pleasure to bring you a famous night in UNSW FC's history. For Justin Smith, my name is Alex Molchanoff, signing off from Village Green amongst, well, a party that's kicking off here. It's finished. UNSW 2, the Northern Tigers 1.